These flowers are called pansies. This week's art project, we will be creating an illustration of a pansy flower. So let's get started. On either side of your paper, find the middle of your paper and lightly sketch a circular shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. This is the guideline that we're going to use for our pansy flower. Now in the center, draw a little tiny circle, and that's the middle of the pansy. The first petal is a very small petal with 3 bumps, and it's right underneath that little tiny circle. Then we're going to draw some medium-sized petals starting here at the bottom, and just bump, little bumps around the outer edge of the petal. Now we're going to do 2 more medium petals starting at the top of that little tiny circle. Bump, and starting at the top of that tiny little circle, make the last medium-sized petal with these little bumps on the outer edges. So those are your 3 medium-sized petals. Now we're going to draw some really large petals. Start here, right to the edge of your circle template there. Bump it, and have that large petal come right back in towards there. Okay, we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Starting here, going to go all the way to the outer edge of that circle template and just make these little bumps, these little waves. And then we have 2 giant petals. Do you see that? Okay. And to finish it off, let's just connect the 2 giant petals following that circle guideline with just a little bumpy line. Going to do it again here. Follow that guide of the circle, and remember this is a big petal, and it goes all the way and meets the other side. Now that is the shape of the pansy flower. Now starting at one side, we're going to make a curved stem shape. So just think of it like a long curve that goes almost all the way to the bottom of your paper, and then double it so that these 2 lines are side by side like a long straw, 2 parallel lines. And then we're going to create 2 leaves, one that comes out of one side and one that comes out of the other side, just by starting with 2 curvy lines that go upwards. Now, the leaf shape is going to be bumpy, so I want you to draw these small curves that go around that center line, and that center line is the middle of the leaf, and these bumps are the outer edges of your leaf. So give it a shot. Try your best. Start at the stem. Make a bumpy line that goes around this curvy diagonal line and encloses the shape of your leaf. Wonderful. Now you can erase a little bit. We're going to erase the original circle that we drew. That guideline, we don't need it anymore. So take your eraser and gently erase that circle, because since we have the petals all drawn in, we don't need that circle anymore. For the bottom, we're going to attach a grass line. So the grass can just be zigzag up and down. You could curve it like I'm doing and go long and short like I'm doing, or you can just do a zigzag line. There's no right or wrong answer for your grass line. Okay, now we're going to use markers now an outline around each petal with a marker. Now you can use any color you like, but I'm going to make mine yellow, and we're going to make a thick outline around each petal. Make it kind of a thick line. So I'm using the side of my marker, not the tip. Make sure you go around each petal. So that's pretty much the entire outside. And then I'm going to thicken it up a little bit. So make sure that's a very thick outline, whatever you do. And we're only doing these outside petals, not the inside. Okay, now this is a cool trick I like to do with marker. Take water on a brush and now just add water on top of the marker. And what happens is it makes it look like paint, and color in this tiny little petal right under the little circle. Okay, now we're going to do the same technique using green marker on the stem and the leaves. So I want you to very carefully outline with a thick green outline using your marker all the parts of the leaf and all the parts of the stem. And make sure you make your green line pretty thick. We're also going to outline the grass. So take your time and very carefully outline your grass with a thick green color. Get water in a cup, just water all by itself, and we're going to do that same water on top of the marker technique. So I'm just going over right through the stem with water, and you see how it blends with the marker. I'm going to do the same exact thing, just using water right on top of the marker. And it's pretty cool because it looks like it's darker green around the outer edges and then a lighter green towards the middle. Just take your time. Look at that. Beautiful. Use warm colors, red, orange, and yellow in all of the negative space. So I'm going to put a lot of water inside all three of those colors, and the negative space is all of the background space or all of the white space that's around the flower and around the grass. So that is going to get filled in with my three warm colors. So I chose to do yellow, orange, and red inside my whole background. We want to make sure that the whole background gets some flavor, some colors. So you can use any colors you like. If you wanted to do a more traditional blue and purple and black, you could do that. It's up to you. Just make sure that your paper is completely filled in with color. And the crowds don't remember my name when my hands don't play the strings the same way. I know you will still love me the same, 'cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. Baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. little bit of purple at the top too, because I think purple and red blend really nicely together. So if you wanted to change up your coloring style and add 4 colors like I am, go for it. There's no right or wrong answer. The grassy area on the bottom, notice I'm not just doing green. I'm going to add blue towards the bottom of the paper, and then green is just going to be blended right at the tops of my pointy grass. So I'm going from green and blending right to the blue, and I find that it really makes a solid horizon line right there if you mix green and blue together. Allow this painting to dry completely before using a black crayon to do this outline. Once everything is dry, you can take a black crayon or a black marker and outline around your petals. So make sure that you are doing this slowly, like a little ant following a road. So trace right around every single petal with black, using whatever black you might have. It doesn't have to be a crayon, it could be a marker, it could even be paint if that's all you have. I'm just outlining that whole flower with black. There's a part of this flower that's going to be filled in with black, and it's these medium petals here. So I'm using a crayon for this, and again, you can use any black material you might have to do this filling. No silver or no gold could dress me up so good. You're the glitter in the darkness of my world. Just tell me what to do. I'll fall right into you. Going under 'cause I spell. Just say the word. I feel you. Now we're going to add 3 birds in the distance of the background using a double arch. So one's going to be large, and as you go up, it gets smaller, and as you go up, it gets smaller and smaller, and they can tilt. I'm just making them a little thicker with my black so you can see them. And it looks like birds flying in the sun in the background. And that's it. Post your work on Google Classroom. Give it a try. Bye, guys.